Hi, everybody. I'm Dawn. I'm your astrologer, and I'm here to talk to you about the very intense Scorpio full moon occurring on the 26th of April. This is an intense full moon just because it's in the deep emotional water sign of Scorpio, the fixed sign of Scorpio, but it's also intense because it's our second super moon, super full moon that we've had in a row. And so when you have a super moon, the moon is closer to the earth, and so it looks really big, much bigger in the sky. And also it increases the intensity, the magnification of the energy of that moon. And so we're feeling this very strongly during this time. Scorpio is a water sign. It rules the 8th house of life, death, rebirth, shared resources, other people's money. And so this could really bring up, purge up some issues that we've kind of buried inside ourselves around anything that we kind of keep inside in terms of what we share with others. Scorpio has a mysterious air. It is on the Taurus axis, and so Taurus is the house of I have. Scorpio is across the chart in the house of we share. And so any issues of shared resources could really come to light during this super full moon. So a full moon is always a culmination of energy. I like to think of it as a time of release, the time in the lunar cycle where things are coming to light, really to help us release that so that we can clear the energy, so that when the new moon comes in 2 weeks, we can have that freedom to set the intention for the future without those things weighing us down anymore. And so this full moon is the perfect opportunity to examine any of that. The day after the full moon, on the 27th, Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio, is currently transiting in the sign of Capricorn and stations retrograde. And so this gives us a review, a revisit of the past. And so some things that maybe were going on, some themes that were occurring in our lives, maybe back in Scorpio season last year, October of 2020, may resurface right now. This is a purging process, and this is deeply emotional, things that we don't talk about in the light of day. Those are all Plutonian, Scorpionic energies. And so those things may really come to light right now during this super full moon. And just know that if it does, it's because it's something that we need to face, to move through in order to release it, because it no longer serves our best and highest good or promotes a really positive energy for what we want to do in the future. And just know that, anytime we have emotions that we bury alive, they never really die. And this is a time where those emotions, because Scorpio is a deeply emotional water sign, really start to stir, and they become illuminated in the light of the moon and the sun. So during this full moon, the sun is at 7 degrees of Taurus, directly opposing the moon at 7 degrees of Scorpio. We have 7 planets in fixed signs. Fixed are dug in. They are grounded. They don't want to move. They're pretty rigid in their thinking and in their expression. And so we may see a lot of that play out in some people just really locking into their beliefs and not wanting to face the truth as things are purged personally and probably globally. There may be some pretty shocking information coming in around this time on a global scale. And so with the planets and Taurus opposing this full moon, what we have in Taurus directly across from the full moon in Scorpio is we have the sun in Taurus at 7 degrees. Mercury is conjoined to the sun at 6 degrees. Less than 1 degree of separation. This is like our mind's ability to process our inner spirit, our vitality. And then shortly after that, we have Uranus at 10 degrees, Black Moon Lilith at 20 degrees, and Venus is at 15 degrees. So Mercury 6 degrees, Sun 7 degrees, Uranus 10 degrees, Venus 15 degrees, Black Moon Lilith 20 degrees. That creates a stellium of energy. a powerhouse. And let me tell you, with Uranus, the rebel planet, the maverick of change, the shocking information, the lightning, the electromagnet, um, effect on the earth. It's in a fixed earth sign, along with Black Moon Lilith in a square to Saturn during this full moon is going to be intense. Just the fact that these are opposing the moon in and of itself is intense. So we have these oppositions with the sun and the moon and all these planets in Taurus, and they'll be creating a T square to Saturn in Aquarius, that future energy that we are just now moving into and getting to know. So Saturn is Lord of Karma, Father Time. It's the structures and stabilities that support us. It's the taskmaster. It's the mastery of self. And so this could really play out in a pretty intense way with 7 planets in fixed signs and the sun and the moon and this fixed earth and this fixed water, emotional purging. So we may have some truth disclosure. Some issues around the past may come to light in terms of power, especially when you're dealing with anything that has to do with Scorpio. Pluto has a way of purging up what's hidden in the dark depths. And so these planets in this square to Saturn during the new moon, creating this T-square of energy, could play out in even some shocking earth events. We could have this in the form of earthquakes. So Uranus is at 10 degrees of Taurus and Saturn is at 12 degrees, so less than 2 degrees in this square. So we've got, that energy going on all year long in 2021 of Saturn and Aquarius, those old rules and restrictions and parameters, trying to move into some new energy, but it's squaring off against Uranus in the practical earth sign of Taurus. 3 times exact this year that will happen, but we feel this energy all year long, really on a global scale as well as a personal scale. So it's really that old programming, those old ways of operating, trying to break free into new energy. And then Uranus is in Taurus with these innovative, radical new ideas of our future. And it's like the old and the new just at an impasse right now. And so with this tense square aspect going on during the Scorpio full moon, it could really show something in a tangible earth manifestation. Taurus is the physical. And so some secrets may come up. If you're looking at the opposition to Taurus from this full moon, it could be in terms of love or money, finances, our relationships. And so if there's anything that we have been kind of suppressing or are not being completely forthright about in areas of business or our intimate relationships, these could really come out in some pretty shocking ways with Uranus squaring Saturn during this full moon and opposing, that Scorpio energy. So don't be surprised if you find out some pretty radical information that shocks some pretty fundamental areas of life, which are love and money. And we may see this play out in our economy. We may see this with more restrictions or imposing rules. And so this is an energy, like I say, that we're in all year long. A couple of other things, I keep thinking about Uranus squaring against Taurus. Like, this is seismic in nature. And so I think we'll have some pretty shocking occurrences in the form of natural expressions. The earth really, these are fixed signs. And so when you have all this seismic activity with these fixed signs and 7 planets in fixed signs, we will feel that. We will feel that viscerally. We will feel that emotionally. We will probably be surprised. And so this is time to really take the opportunity for this deep transformation, for all of those energies from the past to be purged up in order to release them. This is an intense emotional moon, but it is for our soul's evolutionary growth. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and with it retrograding back through Capricorn, going over that passed really from March of 2020, when we had that stellium of planets moving through Capricorn. We're revisiting this energy, especially around October of last year, where we get this opportunity to really face it, to really deal with the issues that maybe in the midst of everything that was going on during 2020, we kind of shoved, deep down. And so now they come up for our best and highest good. Some of these things may be shocking. They may be emotionally painful. They may be dark. There will be some truth disclosure. And sometimes the truth is hard to face. Just to know that this is a divine opportunity to put us in alignment, to clear our energy so that we are free of that karmic past, that we are free of that programming. And we can really align ourselves with the truth of who we are. And that really is what sets us free. That is ultimate freedom to move forward. So really grounding into the body, being aware of the energies around you. And if you are picking up on someone else's during this time, Scorpio energies will be heightened, and they're already naturally empathetic. And with this being a water sign, our intuition is really extremely heightened during this time. So we're super sensitive to the energies around us. And so this is a time to use that to our advantage, to feel what energies are no longer in alignment with where we're vibrating, and move past that and release that. So this is an excellent opportunity to realign with our highest self and do some deep soul transformation as we prepare for the next 2 weeks, move into the new moon on May the 11th in Taurus. So we can really ground into some new energy, clear from those shadows of the past. So I just wanted to reach out, give you a little bit of a perspective on the Scorpio full moon. If you're not sure exactly where this falls in your chart, you want to look at 7 degrees of really any fixed sign in any house, but particularly wherever Taurus is and wherever Aquarius is and wherever Scorpio is in your chart. So this is pretty vast. And so really do a deep dive to face those shadow parts that we really need to express and move through and let go. It's a release time. It's a culmination of the energies allowing us to release. And so I wish you all the best in this process. And if I can be of service, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I will see you soon.